Hello, welcome to Wisdom Hour on the 26th of April. And the question I have today is, how can I renew my zest for life and enjoy my surroundings more? Is there a weekly outing or activity that could lift my mood? Okay, so that's it. We're just going to go in there and see if we can help this person refine their zest for life again, and see what comes up for them. Okay, happy to come into their field. Give me a yes, give me a no. I'm going to work with 1, 2, 3. Put your hands on the navel and notice how your hands feel as you listen to this part of your body through your hands. Your navel gets blocked from trying too hard and giving out too much of your energy. When you can learn how to relax more, your navel can allow you to be nourished by everything that surrounds you. In other words, we can take in the positive energy of things that we see and hear and sense when our navel is clear. Your navel is blocked because you are trying too hard to be everything to everyone, and this is seriously depleting your life force. When you become clear that others are the only ones that can supply their pleasure, and it is your job to create your own pleasure, then you will find that you no longer need to try and please everyone. When you try to please everyone, they aren't actually pleased, because there is a kind of neediness that is also generated when we do this. When we try to please ourselves, without hurting anyone else, of course, our true joy and enthusiasm and interest for life is infectious. Oh, that's a good infectious, I hope. Well, of course it is infectious. And so we are giving others a great boost of energy without it draining us. Our energy doesn't get depleted when we do this, but instead it practically affects everyone around us. People will be happy or not happy, pleased or not pleased, and get annoyed for no reason, and can be wonderfully happy in one moment and depressed in the next. This is human nature, and if we watch a small child, we see that this is natural as these emotions come, are expressed and go. When we deny our own feelings so that we can try and please someone else, we in fact please no one, because we are becoming burdened by this feeling that we must always keep them happy. All people will have days when they feel great and days when they don't feel so great, and it won't matter much how much you try and please them as to whether they feel good or not. But when you please yourself by being cheerful around them, or giving them a hug, or whatever you want to do because you truly want to do it and enjoy doing it, then this can be very helpful. On the contrary, when we do these things because we think it is the thing to do, or we don't know what to do to cheer someone up, or we are worried that they will think we don't care if we don't do something or say something, then this is putting ourselves out of alignment and doesn't help our own energy. When we do this all the time, it becomes severely depleting on our energy, and it can in fact lead to illness. When you are in the company of others, ask yourself, how am I feeling? How can I make myself feel good? And do that. If this involves the other person, great. And if it doesn't, so be it. Maybe you need to go for a walk and not be around someone who is in a bad mood. Or maybe you need to get them to focus on themselves more by withdrawing your what? Your energy from them. This way, they must take responsibility for their own energy and not blame it on you. When we take on board everyone's feelings and feel responsible for them, we are often reliving our childhood where there weren't clear boundaries and we wouldn't know whose energy was whose. We would often pick up on other people's energy, and because the person wasn't being responsible for it, by this I mean them saying, "I'm sorry dear, I'm just in a bad mood today," or "Don't take any notice of me, I've just got my period," or whatever. Okay. Sorry, I don't make this stuff. Then if the child doesn't experience honesty in this sort of way from a parent or other people, but they still pick up this negative energy, they then don't know who it is coming from and start to feel like it is their own. This is especially true when people are putting on a fake face and in fact underneath they are feeling very differently. This is very confusing for a child because they are always picking up energy and won't know if the negative energy is yours unless you can somehow, in a very child-friendly way, say something like, "Don't worry, dear. Mummy's just having a bad day today." Okay, so yeah, like owning your own energy, and being honest about it, all right, or whatever. And say child friendly. Obviously, you're not going to tell them about Jesus, if it's a 5-year-old that I don't know, all your dramas at work or whatever the hell is going on. Obviously not, right? But it's just saying just one statement can help the child realize it's not their stuff, it's your stuff, and oh, that's okay. Mum's just having a bad day. Okay. This is a perfect example of how adults send out false messages or conflicting messages and leave everybody confused. Instead, it is better to practice honesty about our feelings. This doesn't mean we have to wallow in them or tie someone up for half an hour saying how terrible we feel. So I just find this kind of amusing in some ways. I don't know why, but maybe it's because sometimes I do that. Oh, I hope not. I hope I don't do that to people. But instead, to briefly and sincerely, simply state the truth. This then clarifies things for everyone around, and people are able to get on with what they're doing and realize that your bad mood, or whoever's bad mood, has nothing to do with you, and they will get over it, and you can just get on with what you want to do without worrying about it. Okay. In your case, your need to please won't help you find your zest for life. In fact, it is depleting your zest for life, and the first thing you can do about this is to get clear that people's state of mind is not your responsibility. And secondly, people's moods fluctuate and often have nothing to do with you. And thirdly, you trying to please won't always come across as helpful. In fact, people can find it annoying when it is not based in our own truth. It can appear that we are being fake, and at some level we are. So don't do this to yourself, because it is not helpful to you or to anyone. Instead, bring your attention back to yourself and notice how you are feeling, and notice what you can do to feel better. And then do it. If this means going for a walk, or having lunch on your own, or going for a nap, or simply sitting and breathing for a while in the loo, then do it. Regain your energy, and do this by placing your hands over your navel. Put your left thumb in your navel if you are a woman, and let your hand drop down below and place your right hand over it to help generate energy in this area. If you are a male, do the other way around. And then allow yourself to breathe gently, not in a rush of air, but with an extremely gentle breath through the nose, and bringing it down as far as you can, imagining it coming down and right into your navel. On each out-breath, once again, do not rush the breath, but breathe it out through your nose gently and quietly as you get your navel to move towards your spine. This stimulation of the navel area will help to remove any energy blocks here, and it will get your energy moving and help to lift your energy. When you have done this for 5 minutes, get up and get your what? And get your easiest task you have to do, if at work, and do it. And allow your system to relax while you are doing it. If you are going back into high pressure, then get yourself to focus single-handedly on the task, and don't get distracted by others and their needs. Stay focused on what you must do and get others to allow you to do this by practicing the word no. By this we mean, if someone asks you to do something or they want a chat, you simply say, I'm sorry, I'm very busy, I don't have time for this, or something like that. It is the tone of voice that you use that will make it either what? Greatly offensive or not. So do it with a smile on your face, which is fine, but create your boundaries and don't let others keep draining your energy when you only have enough to do your work. In your personal life, become clear that you are not responsible for others' happiness, nor are they responsible for yours. This is a big mistake to think so, and it creates all sorts of suffering, and it creates unbalanced relationships, and it gets people into all manner of trouble. So bring that focus back to yourself and what you need to do to make yourself happy, to please yourself. This is not selfish, this is not what? This is not going to get you into trouble with people, nor will it offend people. You will simply start to be happier, feel more energetic, and so be more fun to be around. In your case, you ask whether you should join something or add something to your schedule, but we think that in your case, you need to prioritize spending more time alone and being in nature more and allowing your energy to practically be what? Your energy to practically be gently refilled. Gently refilled, okay? Right. So for some people, obviously, what you've probably thought is the right thing could be right for other people, was to go off and, join something, enliven themselves by some new activity or whatever. But what it's saying here is that your energy is getting really depleted by being around people and continually trying to please them. And this is not helpful to you, and it's not helpful to them either. So, maybe keeping that in mind when you make decisions, and this is minute by minute decisions about when we say yes or no to something, whether we choose to engage with someone about something, when maybe they just need to go away and think about it for themselves, or maybe they don't need a sounding board. Maybe they need to really go and think it and feel their own feelings instead of want somebody to kind of someone to offload their monkeys onto. Do you know? We have to be careful of this, because for people to mature, they have to be able to self-soothe. And to self-soothe means that they have to be able to also deal with stuff that's going on in themselves. Not all the time. Obviously, when it gets completely overwhelming, we need support. Of course we do. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is there's a balance in all of that. And if somebody is continually coming to you and just wanting to, bend your ear or complain, let's say, or, do the my life is terrible, poor me, all the time, and they don't kind of really want to know much about you and what's going on in your life, or something like that. Things are out of balance there, and they're not maturing. They're using that as an escape from confronting their own stuff and their own feelings and dealing with them in an appropriate way, which is not about just burdening somebody else with stuff. That is not a mature thing to do, I think. Anyway, that's an opinion now, okay? That's not obviously not muscle testing, because here's my hand, see, I'm not muscle testing, but that would be my opinion, okay? And if you do have friends or people that you think are having a terrible time, often the best thing you can do is refer them on to a professional person who is paid to listen, who is paid to help, who is paid to be wise about and help them with these things, and is trained to help people with these things, rather than somebody who's not, just getting completely drained and exhausted by trying to help people through their problems and that. Okay? Have I said too much? I've said too much. What did I say too much about? Something's wrong there for you. Oh, sorry. That's my mistake. See? Babbling on. As I say, all of that, I just want you to know all of that was me. That was my opinion. Okay? I want to go back in there and just find out what was not appropriate for you to hear about that, okay? What is it? Kate's comments about getting other people's monkeys on your back is true, but it doesn't mean that you can't offer people support, but do it only when it pleases you to do it. Don't do it if it feels like a burden, and don't do it if you get exhausted by someone. This is our addition to what she said. Okay. So what was what I said? Okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Thank you. They're saying that what I said was actually okay, but it sort of just needed that one as well. So as I say, it all comes back to pleasing yourself. It really pleases you. If it fills your heart up with joy to help someone, absolutely, help away. But if it just feels like a burden and you feel drained by them, it's probably not helping either of you. Right, anything else to say about that for you? Every time you get pleasure, practice noticing it, because you often don't notice what gives you pleasure, and because of this you don't know where to get your pleasure sometimes. When you start to notice what makes you feel calm and peaceful and joyful and stable and balanced and good, then you can do more of that. So start a process of noticing when you do really light up and your energy does lift, and notice what you've been doing when this happens. On the other hand, also notice what you've been doing when you feel exhausted and drained and feel like life is boring or not worth bothering with. And do less of that. When you can make these simple distinctions, your great spirit will help you and guide you, but you need time alone and time to connect with yourself to be able to hear what you need to know. This is why we said also you should prioritize more time alone and in nature and doing things that don't put any pressure on you, so that you can be more receptive and open to your higher self. When you can connect with this part, or the bigger part of you, everything will seem so much easier, and you won't become worried so much about everything. Know that you are greatly loved and that you are okay. You don't have to prove it to anyone. The fact that you were born means that you are 100% acceptable and that you are where you are supposed to be, and that life is on your side. When you can believe this, everything becomes easier. Is that it? That's it. That's it for today, people. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you want to submit a question for these little, excuse me, a bit tired, these little things I do every day, you can go to bit.ly/wisdom hour and place a question. On Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I tell you which questions I'm going to answer. I do them in the order they come in, generally. And, you know, if you want to go back and look after a while, you can go to my website, katiekalin.com. That's K-A-T-I-E, Kalin, K-A-L-I-N.com. And there you will find all of these videos when you go to my blog page. Although I'm thinking about making a separate video page, so yeah. Anyway, you'll find it. I'm going to put a link up as well to, it's like an index page I have that lists all of the questions according to the sort of subject, you know, like relationships and pain and fear and anxiety and stuff like that. And you can go through and actually find the question that was asked, and that will link directly back to the video on YouTube. If you would like to support me, feel free to go to YouTube, Kate Kalin, K-A-T-E, not I-E, K-A-T-E, Kalin, K-A-L-I-N, and give me a few thumbs up or comments or whatever. It just helps to get out to a wider audience. And thank you for watching, whenever it may be. I am going to go and do a little bit of me time now, have a cup of tea, have some lunch, and get ready for later on this afternoon. Lots of love to everyone. Take care now. Bye bye.